class 8 students, welcome back to the civics class. Today we are going to start chapter 5 Judiciary. Learning objectives, need and importance of judiciary, powers and functions of the Supreme Court, public interest litigation PIL, the Supreme Court, subordinate courts, Lok Adalats. Let's warm up. Look at the following pictures. Identify these famous buildings, describe their functioning in the judicial system. Application skills. Abhi and Man, two students of class 8G, were fighting with each other. The other students were trying to separate them when Miss Shikha entered the class. On being asked why they were fighting, Abhi told Miss Shikha that Man had taken his book without his permission. Miss Shikha made Man apologize to Abhi and give him his book back. She also made both boys promise not to get into a fight in future. Why is judiciary important in a democracy? You have already read that the government has three organs, namely the legislature, the executive and the judiciary. In the previous chapters, you have already read about the first two organs. The judiciary is the organ of the government which is responsible for settling disputes through interpretation of laws. It also protects the rights and liberties of an individual. The existence of judiciary is an essential feature of a democracy. The judicial system of any country is composed of a courts, judges and justices. This system is vested with the power to ensure justice, fairness and the rule of law by deciding cases filed by the people. In this image, you can see inside view of a court who have been denied some genuine rights or privileges. Need and importance of judiciary. The judiciary plays the following roles. Settlement of disputes. The judiciary settles disputes between individuals, between citizens and the government, between state government and union government, and between various states. Fact file. The Supreme Court of India currently has 25 sitting judges against a maximum possible strength of 31. Interpretation of the Constitution. The judiciary strikes off any law passed by the Parliament of India if it is against the provision of the Constitution. This is called judicial review. Protection of fundamental rights. Courts guard the citizen rights. If anyone, be it the government or some individual, tries to take away a citizen's right, then he or she can approach the court to protect the rights. Establish the rule of law. The judiciary ensures that the supremacy of the law is upheld. Advisory jurisdiction. The judiciary advises the President and the Council of Ministers on the matters of constitutional importance or issues of public importance. The President can seek the advice of the Supreme Court, but it is not obligatory on the part of the Supreme Court to render advice in all cases. The structure of judiciary. The Indian judiciary is independent, integrated and unified. A citizen of India can appeal to a higher court if he or she is not satisfied with the judgment of a lower court. The judicial system in India is divided into three levels. We can also say that it is arranged in the shape of a pyramid. The Supreme Court is the apex or the highest court which is located in New Delhi. High courts are placed under the Supreme Court. Most of district courts along with subordinate courts are placed at the base of the pyramid. Every state has district court which are presided over by district judges. The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest legal authority in our country. It is located in New Delhi. In this image, you can see the Supreme Court of India, Delhi. Composition. The Supreme Court of India consists of a Chief Justice and some other judges, the number of which may be fixed by the Parliament from time to time. At present, the total number of judges besides the Chief Justice cannot be more than 31. Qualifications. A judge of the Supreme Court must be a citizen of India. He must have legal training and background. He must be a judge of a high court or of two or more such courts in succession for at least 5 years, or an advocate of a high court or of two or more such courts in succession for at least 10 years. Appointments and the collegium. Judges of Supreme Court earlier used to be appointed by the President of India, who acted on the advice of the Union Cabinet. Subsequently, due to the Supreme Court rulings in the different cases, the President has to appoint judges who have been chosen by the Supreme Court's collegium a close group comprising the Chief Justice of India and the 4 senior most associate judges of the court. Pay and allowances. The monthly salary of the Chief Justice of Supreme Court is 1 lakh while other judges receive 90,000 per month. Terms of office. The Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court are appointed to work till they attain 65 years of age, although they are appointed by the President. Their services cannot be terminated by him. They can resign from their post of their own accord whenever they like. They can also be removed through impeachment by the Parliament. Death can be another cause of the end of their service before the age of retirement. Fact file. If a judge of a Supreme Court is found guilty of misusing his power or of acting against the provisions of the Constitution, he can be impeached and relieved of his offices. The procedure of impeachment of a judge is the same as that of the President of India. Powers and functions of the Supreme Court. The jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, that is the areas within which court can extend its authority, is of 3 types: original, appellate, and advisory jurisdiction. Original jurisdiction. It means the authority to hear certain cases. In the first instance, the Supreme Court has original jurisdiction over disputes. Number 1. Between the Government of India and one or more states. Number 2. Between 2 or more states. Number 3. Between the Government of India and some states on one side and one or more states on the other side. Appellate jurisdiction. Appellate jurisdiction means that the case has already been declared by a lower court and then the case is brought before the Supreme Court. The case that can be brought are: number 1. An appeal can be made against any decision of the High Court if the High Court gives a certificate that it involves some questions of the fact of law for the interpretation of the Constitution. In this image, you can see Allahabad High Court. Number 2. In civil cases decided by the High Court, an appeal can be made to the Supreme Court if the High Court gives a certificate that the case involves a substantial question of law. Number 3. In criminal cases also, an appeal can be made to the Supreme Court when a person has been acquitted by a lower court but given capital punishment by the High Court. An appeal can be made to the Supreme Court when a High Court withdraws a criminal case from a lower court to itself and sentences a person to death. Fact file. The Supreme Court of India is the final word on law. All of his decisions are binding on both the parties concerned. The Supreme Court can review any decision or judgment given by itself. Advisory jurisdiction. The Supreme Court also has advisory function. The President can consult the Supreme Court on certain matters. If President thinks that an important legal question has come up or will come up, he can take the advice of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court may or may not give its opinion, which is not binding on the President. The decision given by the Supreme Court has to be enforced by all government authorities. Judicial review. The Supreme Court can cancel any law passed by the legislature if it believes that they are violating the basic structure of the Constitution. It is called judicial review. Guardian of the fundamental rights. Every Indian citizen can go to the Supreme Court if she believes that her fundamental rights have been violated by any person or group of persons or the state itself. Court of record. The Supreme Court is also the court of record. All the decisions made by the Supreme Court or all the proceedings of the Supreme Court are kept as record. They can be used for reference either by the High Court or the advocates. The decisions made by the Supreme Court are binding on all other courts in India. High courts. The Constitution provides that each state will have a High Court, but the Parliament has been given the power to put 2 or more states under one High Court. Example, the states of Punjab and Haryana have one High Court at Chandigarh. In this picture, you can see the High Court of Karnataka. Some states like Uttar Pradesh has a High Court at Allahabad and a bench at Lucknow. Bench means one more court. Rajasthan has a seat of High Court at Jodhpur and a bench at Jaipur. It depends on territorial extent and population of the state, but not always so. The Union territories are affiliated to the High Court of the states nearest to them. Example, Andaman and Nicobar Islands is affiliated to the Calcutta High Court, with the circuit bench at Port Blair. Qualifications. In order to be a High Court judge, a person should be a citizen of India, must have held a judicial office for at least 10 years, or should have been an advocate of a High Court for 10 years, or should be a renowned scholar in the field of law. Pay and allowances. The Chief Justice of a High Court receives Rupees 90,000 per month plus allowances as a salary. Other judges of a High Court receive Rupees 80,000 plus allowances per month. Term. The Chief Justice and judges of the High Court remain in office till the age of 62. Removal. The judges of High Court can be removed in the same way as in the case of a judge of the Supreme Court, that is, through the process of impeachment. Powers and functions. Like the Supreme Court, the High Court has both the original and the appellate jurisdiction. A case related to fundamental rights comes in its original jurisdiction. Marriage and divorce also fall under the original jurisdiction of the High Court. Appeals from district courts in civil or criminal cases comes to the High Court. Subordinate. A state is divided into smaller administrative divisions called districts. The courts in the district are subordinate to the high courts of the state. Civil and criminal courts. In a district, the highest civil court is the court of the district judge. The district judge presides over it. The same judge also presides over the court of the session judge, which is the highest criminal court in the district. He is then known as the session judge. Nyaya Panchayats. Nyaya Panchayats are small village level courts that hear and settle only petty cases. Often, one Nyaya Panchayat serves several villages. Public interest litigation (PIL). Many people cannot have their rights enforced by the courts because they are too poor to bear the cost or are not educated enough to know their rights. Of such people to know their rights or are otherwise disadvantaged. When the rights of such people are violated, any person or organization can file a petition for redress in a High Court or in the Supreme Court. Such a petition may also be filed in public interest to make a government perform a public duty, or when something like environment pollution harms or threatens to harm the public. The process of making or defending a claim in court of law is called litigation. Litigation for protecting public interest is known as public interest litigation (PIL). Lok Adalats. In order to provide quick, affordable and speedy justice to the poor and downtrodden, the system of Lok Adalats was provided in 1985. Camps of the Lok Adalats were initially started in Gujarat in 1982 and now it has been extended throughout the country. The movement was part of the strategy to relieve heavy burden on the courts with too many pending cases. The aim was to give relief to the litigants who wanted to get justice. There was a serious problem of overcrowding in courts. If there is a permanent forum to which cases may be referred to, this load can be taken off the court. Value and life skills. You read about the various courts in India and how they function. Do you think it is necessary for every Indian citizen to be aware of these details? Why? Recapitulation. The judiciary is that organ of the government which is responsible for settling disputes through interpretation of laws. Supreme Court is the highest authority of law in our country, having one Chief Justice and 30 under judges. Below Supreme Court are high courts at the state levels and then comes subordinate courts at district levels. The judiciary is independent and not controlled by the executive and the legislature. Litigation for protecting public interest is known as public interest litigation. Lok Adalats have been formed for providing speedy and affordable justice to the poor. Thank you class. Let's meet again in the next chapter.